Hello guys, you know what time it is?
It's time to learn JavaScript. You look frustrated, low confident, but not anymore. After watching this video, you will say,
I'm gonna come.
for this tutorial, we will use VS Code as our main code editor. Let's dive and start learning.
Click here to create a new file and name it anything you want, but make sure you end it with .js extension. In order to link your file to the web page, write a script tag at the bottom of the body tag. Give it a source of your JavaScript file, for these two files won't communicate at all. You can also write JavaScript inside the script tag without creating a separate file. In order to check if your JavaScript file is linked correctly, simply write console.log and write your message inside the braces within the commas. Console.log is a function that will write a message to the console in your browser. So you can open the console by using a simple command, Command or Control Shift J, or just right click and go to the inspect element. If everything is done right, the message should be displayed right here. Syntax is basically a set of rules that you need to follow in order to write your code correctly. One of the things that beginner developers miss is semicolon. In other languages, every line of code ends with a semicolon, but in JavaScript, semicolon is not mandatory. Variable is used to hold or store some data. You can declare a variable using let, const, or var. If you don't want to make the developers cry, don't use var. Use let when you know the value of this variable will be changed in the near future. Use const when you know the value will not be changed. Let's declare a variable and assign a value to it. In this statement, my var is a variable name, my value is a value assigned to it, and equal to is an assignment operator. There are some rules to assign a variable. Variable name cannot start with a number but can start with a letter, underscore, or a dollar sign. JavaScript is a case sensitive. This means y and y are two different variables. Keywords cannot be used because these are pre-booked and have a special meaning in JavaScript. You can take a screenshot of this, or you can find the list on the official JavaScript documentation. One of the tips is to use descriptive names. It is considered a good practice and code becomes more readable. Variables are generally written in CamelCase if it has multiple words. CamelCase is a way to separate the words in a phrase by making the first letter of each word capitalized and not using spaces. You can declare the variable the same line using commas, or you can even declare them without assigning them a value. But this will result in undefined. But wait, what actually is undefined? It is basically a data type in JavaScript. There are 7 types of data types in JavaScript: Boolean, string, number, null, backend, symbol, and undefined. Since now we can declare a variable and assign a value to it, let's do some operations on it. We have multiple types of operators which include arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical, and a few more. In arithmetic operator we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder, increment, decrement, and exponentiation. In assignment operators we have assignment, addition assignment, subtraction assignment, multiplication assignment, division assignment, remainder assignment, and exponentiation assignment. In logical operators we have, but wait, first understand the syntax of if statement because we are gonna need it. The condition is an expression that is evaluated to either true or false. If the condition is true, the code inside the curly braces will be executed. If the condition is false, the code block is skipped and the program moves on to the next statement after the if block. Now we have logical and, logical or, logical not. If you want to repeat a set of statements, you must use loop. For loop is a control flow statement that allows you to execute a block of code repeatedly. The syntax of a for loop in a JavaScript looks like this. First of all, we have initialization. This is where you set the initial value for the loop. For example, you might declare a variable called I and set it to 0, meaning the loop will start from the initial value of 0, the condition. This is the expression that is evaluated before each iteration of the loop. If this expression is true, the loop continues. If it's false, the loop terminates. You might use the condition I is less than 10, which means the loop will continue as long as the I is less than 10. Increment. It is usually used to update the counter. For example, you might use the expression I++, which means I will be incremented by 1 after each iteration of the loop. This is the block of code that will be executed repeatedly as long as the condition is true. This is where you put the code that you want to repeat. Let I is equal to 0, the initial value, I is less than 5, the condition I++, that will increase the value of I by 1, and console log I, which means we will print the value of I on each iteration. While loop is kinda similar, You declare a variable, assign a value, set a condition, print a statement, and last, the increment. It will repeat until the condition is false. Loops are similar in terms of repeating a condition, but we use different loops based on a given scenario. But before moving on to the next part, do 10 push-ups right now. So the next topic is objects. But wait, did you do push-ups? Anyways, in JavaScript, an object is a collection of properties where each property consists of a key value pair. Objects can be defined using curly braces. Properties can be accessed using dot notation. For example, here person is an object with 4 properties: name, age, hobbies, and address. The hobbies property is an array and the address property is an object itself with its own set of properties. Now you can use these methods to get whatever you want from the given object. In JavaScript, functions are a way to group a set of instructions together and execute them when called. Functions can take argument, perform operations, and return a value. In this example, add number is the name of the function and it takes 2 arguments, A and B. The function body consists of a single statement that adds the 2 arguments and returns the result. Now have a look at this example. Now you understand the rest of the code. So this line is calling the add number function with the arguments 2 and 3 and logging the returned result to the console using the console log function. In JavaScript, an array is a data structure that stores a collection of values which can be of any type. Arrays are denoted by the square brackets. In this example, fruits is an array of string that contains 3 elements: apple, banana, and orange. You can access individual elements of the array using their index, which starts at 0. You can understand what index is by having a look at this image. You can use push or pop to add or remove elements respectively. In JavaScript, the next thing we have is DOM. DOM stands for Document Object Model. It is a programming interface that allows you to manipulate or structure the content of HTML. It would be better if you go through an example to understand DOM. I have this paragraph in HTML with the ID of greeting. The output on the browser looks like this now. Let's change the hello world to hello DOM with the magic of DOM. I'll get the element by its ID, which is greeting in this case, and will store it in a variable named greeting. Now change the content of the element to whatever you want. Now the text has been changed, but the question is still,
why are you gay?
if you want to learn and master JavaScript, you can get my ebook to take your JavaScript skills from this to this. Link for the ebook is in the description. See you in the next video.